Hello, folks. Hope everyone is doing good. Um, I think I'm flying solo this evening. The boss lady is have other engagements, and so I'm flying solo. I don't have her in the background answering questions and all of that. So I'm gonna have to do it all by myself. But I hope everybody's doing good. I hope all is well with everyone. Um, let's see if you're here. You know, say hi in the comments. Drop where you are, except for the regulars. Hey Vivian, how are you? Howard, big up. Gigi, big up. And if you're anybody else that's there, just say hello. Don't be shy. You know what I mean? Vivian, I hope all is good on your side. Um, is there anybody else I'm missing who said hello? Mesa Makuk. Um, the boss lady is not here at the moment, so I'm flying solo, but I'll tell her you said hello. Randy, big up. Oddly, bless up. Thanks, you guys, for joining us. If this is your first time, this is iGoat Chat, and we talk about everything and anything to do with goat business and small farm operations. So if uh, if you find this to be valuable to you, then please share the link. Share share it with your friends and family, and call somebody and tell them to tune in. So let's get into it. Tonight, I don't know if there's any hot topics, anything that you guys have questions for me off the bat. Let me put this phone on silent so it doesn't keep doing that. So, yeah, if there's anything you guys have anything off the top that you want me to address, or you have any question for me off the top, sure, drop it in the comments. I'll look for it and I'll give my take on it. But other than that, we're gonna get into tonight's topic. Big up my brother Junior who just joined. Respect my yacht. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of calls and questions on various things. Big up Frederick. I watch from the goat pen are the best place to watch from because you can actually relate to some of these things right from there. You'll be able to pinpoint what I'm talking about. I've gotten some questions over the years. Recently, people are asking me, they feel like they make 3 step forward, 2 step back in their operation. I answer Jasmine, and they want to know how the operation can grow. And that question comes up quite often because people have, from the people I talk with, they have the understanding that they should go buy a whole heap of goats, a whole lot of goats, just keep buying goats, adding to their numbers in order for the operation to grow. From me, I have a different perspective. Buying goats is one thing. But remember, if you have your operation set up and you keep buying goats to add to it, you're also buying problems. You're also buying disease. So it may seem like your numbers are growing, but your problems are also growing. You know what I mean? And you may not see it off the top, but give it a few months, you're gonna be like, okay, what's going on here? All of a sudden, there's sore mouth. All of a sudden, there's abscesses all over the place. All different things just start happening because you bring in so many different animals from different places. So you under the impression that in order for me to grow this, I'm gonna go out and just, if I see some goats I like, if I see a farm selling out, I'm gonna buy them. Yeah, it sounds good. It actually increases the numbers, but as I said, it increases your problems. So, what is the balance? And I'll give you my opinion based on trying this both ways. First is buying the animals and going out and keep buying animals and whatever. And then I experience the two-step back where animals start showing diseases that wasn't here, sore mouth, abscesses, all different things, external parasites, all different things are showing up on the farm. Now I got to start spending time, money, resources, everything to fix these problems, right? And it takes a long time to resolve these problems. And if you've had this experience, you give me a thumbs up. I'm sure there's people in this chat right now have had this experience, right? So, what is the most appropriate or most effective way of doing this? My suggestion, and based on our experience here, is to get your animals from one or two reputable, trusted farms. That means these animals, if there's any disease that they were exposed to, you're gonna know. Hopefully, the farmer will tell you. And because they're coming from the same place, they may be already been treated, exposed, or whatever to the sore mouth, abscess, whatever there is, and it's maybe not be a recurring situation, especially sore mouth, and because it's gone through and it's done its thing, and now it's not going to be a recurring thing for that group of animals. And second thing is there's a history, a medical history that you can track with these animals if you are getting it from a reputable farm that you trust. And this person will tell you who's the mom, who's the dad, what the mom does, what the dad does, their performance, everything. You'll have a record of these animals. So you have a head start on what to expect. You know, see, Mr. Makuk said he's had that issue. You know what I mean? You guys don't be shy about it. We all been through it. You know what I mean? Because when you're coming in, people are telling you numbers, 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 right? And if you have the resources and the funds, you go out and buy them because you want to jumpstart your business and jumpstart the return. So, anyways, the more you spread out the source of these animals, the more problems you're getting. That's a fact. Me not ask nobody that. We experience it. Mr. Makuk say me experience it. I'm sure there's more people in here experience it. They don't want to say. But now, if you can just source the animals from one or two good farms, reputable farms, then you know what you're dealing with. You ask the right questions, you have a rapport with the farmer, and you can get a head start. Frederick says, Frederick said not the same issue, but similar. I sent a female to be bred, and she came back with mites and messed my entire herd up and cost me a lot of time and money. That is another problem. That's why we don't do buck service. That's one of the reasons we don't do buck. The main reason, actually, why we don't do buck service, because of that. What the animals may be exposed to, and that will create a major problem for you. So once you acquire these animals from reputable farms and you get the history of the parents and all of that and how the animals are taken care of, if they're vaccinated, if they're not vaccinated, if they're, any other issues that you should know, trust that a farmer that you're working with will tell you that, okay, this happened on a farm last year. This, we've been through this. We had this problem. So you know what you're dealing with. Now, once you get the animals, let's say you start with 20 females. How do you grow them? And I want people to pay attention to this. How do you grow from 20 to 100? It ain't gonna happen overnight. However, you gotta balance it out, so because you need cash flow to run the business. You need to have some cash, some revenue from the business to cover your expenses, feed costs, medication, all that, and even if you got staff. So let's say it's 20 females. How do you start your program? I've been talking about group breeding for a long time. Now, if you got 20 females, you don't want the tempted thing to do, because you may think the boss just pulled up. The tempted thing to do is to breed all 20 females because they come in here, breed them. My humble opinion is that's not the right thing to do. Keep in mind, let's say you're milk, you go in it, you wanna start selling milk, and then you wanna also sell the bucklings for either other small farmers or sell the bucklings for meat or whatever it is. What I suggest you do is do group breeding. So if you got 20 females and you set it up right, you breed 5 of them first. Then after another 2 months or 3 months, you breed another 5, and so on and so forth till you get all 20 pregnant. So what's gonna happen is the first 5, let's say they have kid January, you have, and you spread it out over 3 months, right? Every 3 months you breed 5. Now they have kid January. You have 3 months to understand the kidding process and set up your system to kidding, learn how to manage 5 goats, 5 mothers having kids. We're looking at average of 10 kids. Should be manageable. Here's the drawback of doing breeding all 20 at the same time and you're not experienced and you don't have a real system in place. You're gonna be overrun with an average of maybe 40 kids to deal with. You may end up losing half of them because you don't actually have the experience in managing kids. So that's why I suggest grouping them and spread them out. Now, let's say 5 mothers have kids January. You get 10 kids. Now you have the time for the next 3 months. These kids, take care of them, grow them, consult with your mentors, whatever, get a system in place on how kid management work. By the time you're done doing that, you should be excited because 3 months later, you're gonna have another set coming, and it's only gonna your management skills only gonna get better. But not only that, you now have kids to sell, and you have to make a decision. Here's the growth part. You got 10 kids. Let's say 5 females, 5 male. How many? Here's the growth. How many of these 5 females are you gonna keep? And remember that you want revenue so you can cover some expenses. I think the rule of thumb for me is 10 to 15% retaining females for your growth, or we call them replacement females. In this case, is growth, right? You select the best. Don't listen to nobody and them people that might say, yo, man, no one sell you them best goat and this and that. Keep the best. Because in order for your operation to grow successful, you have to have the best animals. Do not listen to people and I say, yo, oh, I want the best. Everybody want to come take the best goat. Take them out, put them on a back. Take the best females. So if it's 2 of them out of the 5, that's not even 10% or 15%. But you understand what I'm saying. Let's say you have 5 females, you say, yo, I'm keeping 2 of them for myself. Keep the best 2. Sell the rest. And you do that, rinse and repeat that throughout all the kidding. So you have 4 groups. Remember, not 20 female, 5 each group. So you got 4 groups to choose from. When those 4 groups are done, you're gonna add 10 females to your herd. So by the time you go through the cycle of breeding all these 20 mothers, you're adding 10 females. Now your numbers are 30 females for your herd. The objective is to learn how to keep these kids alive. Low mortality rate, high conception rate. Let me repeat that. Let me flip it. Conception come before. So high conception, meaning make sure these mothers are bred, and low mortality. Keep these kids alive. And you rinse and repeat. So with each kidding period, your skills on kid management is gonna improve. So if you lose 2 or lose 1, whatever, you're gonna try to say, I lose none this time, whatever. But you guys get the idea. And that is a basic, very basic way of growing the operation. You have to keep females back. Keep the best ones for yourself. So that way you know whatever you're adding to your herd are the good ones. And how do you select the best ones? Well, record keeping. We don't go get into the record keeping thing really right now. But we've talked about that. Proper record keeping will let you have the ability to decide on which one of those kids are the high performing kids based on their parents too. The growth rate, birth weight, growth weight, what the history of their parents, if the mother is a good mother, if she produces enough milk, if the dad is his history or what he's been doing, and based on what your objective is, if you're a milk operation and you want females that's gonna produce a lot of milk, then you select kids to keep accordingly. You see what I'm saying? So That's a whole different story about the record keeping and deciding. But we'll get into that maybe another day. We'll talk about that again. So now, the retaining of the females, the dolings, rinse and repeat that process, and before you know it, your herd is growing significantly. Because in just one going through the original 20 females, you can add 10 females. So now you're up to 30. And you do that same process, and now then you can, if you stay with adding that percentage, not only the next time around, the next year, you'll be able to add maybe 15 or 20 females. Depends on how nature treat you. You know what I mean? I'm just assuming that you'll get enough females to keep. Sometimes for us, we get just predominantly bucklings, and it makes it hard to make decisions, knowing that you can get decent money for these dolings, these amazing looking dolings, but you also need to retain, a couple dolings or three dolings for yourself. But please remember, don't let nobody tell you not to keep the best for yourself, because you deserve the best. If you want to grow your operation and grow it significantly with good, excellent animals, keep the best. That's how I see it. You know what I mean? I mean, here Mr. Makuk says set up a production schedule. Yeah, you set up a production schedule. How, when are you gonna breed? When are they gonna have kids? And rinse and repeat the process. And here's a kicker. You will have product in the form of kids or milk or meat or whatever you have, your objective is throughout the year. There will be no real downtime where you don't have. Maybe a month, you're like, okay, check me back next month because I'm weaning off this month. You will consistently have product. You will have milk. Mothers will be always there to go out of the milk program and into the milk program. Keep rotating them out based on how productive they are on the milk side. The other way around, where you say, okay, only 20 goat and breed all 20 of them. First problem, 40 kids that you have no experience in kid management, you're going to lose a bunch of them. Then you're going to figure out, okay, I have to sell these kids when they wean off and sell them. No, you got to wait a whole long time for to rebreed these mothers, go through the gestation period, all that stuff before you can have any revenue. So that's why it makes sense to group them. Group them, and then you're in a routine. You're in a routine of breeding, kidding, milk production, or selling the kids, or whatever. You are in a routine. You know how it's going to work. And you can project accordingly. You add the 10 females, then you know the next year, a year later, those females, some people do a year, some people do 8 months, whatever it is, those females are going to be in the breeding program. Now you just have to, based on what your objectives are, use that same system, breeding, kidding, all of that, and inject them into it. And that's how it grows. I'm not saying this is easy either. It takes real management. But any business takes real management. You know what I'm saying? Any business takes real management. You cannot wait until there's no till the last tin of condensed milk come off of the shelf. If you want to store, you can't wait till the last tin of condensed milk come off the shelf before you order. You have to figure out how many of these condensed milk may I sell a week. So okay, if may I sell 10 of them a week, so you buy it 15. Because you never know the truck may broke down on its way, so you have another 5 to roll you over till the truck fix and come. It's just simple things. It's the same concept. It's the same concept. You just know there's kids coming. They're going to be ready to be sold in 3 months. You're just selling off a whole set of wieners. But in a couple months, there's a whole other set of wieners that's going to be ready. We've been through talk about our program already where there's one time we end up with a bottleneck. Mothers are going to have kids, but the goat house is still filled with kids. You know what I mean? We push the limit, push it too hard, and almost bust at the seams. But you have to have a system that you know you can execute. So I say 3 months is comfortable for people. Should be. You know what I mean? Because here's what you take the kids off the mother 3 months, regular thing, right? Give them some people sell them right away as soon as they're comfortable. Give it another month for them to be comfortably off the mother before you start selling. So once you take them off the mother, now the mother come out of maternity ward, come out of the nursery, and the new set of mothers that are gonna have kids, remember, every 3 months. So once you wean off, then another group should be coming in. You guys understand the cycle now. You wean off, those mothers go back to the general herd, and then a whole new set of mothers come in to have kids. And then those ones you wean off in a month, them ready for the market, and the cycle goes on. So that is the basic. I don't think I can make it any more basic for people to get how the growth happens. It's not complicated, but it takes commitment. It takes dedication. It takes real management, record keeping, understanding what it means when you can't stop the kids from coming. So you better be prepared. But if you have a cycle and you keep replenishing your supplies, go through a kidding season, say, okay, we need to stock up iodine, gloves, this, that, everything you need for the next kidding season. Once you go through the kidding period and say, yo, every mother have kid, the 5 mothers have kid, you take stock and check, okay, may I have enough iodine for the next one, or we need to replenish iodine, gloves, any other vitamins, whatever you use for your kidding. Replenish that, get prepared for the next kidding period, which is 3 months later. And you get into that routine. If you breed everybody, and then after wait 6 months, 8 months, well, usually it should be about what? So let's say the 20 mothers have kids. 3 months, and then you breed them. Let's say you can breed them back after them. We now 4 months, whatever. Let's just be hypothetical here. So then that's 4 plus for 9 months. Average about 9 months you have to wait for the next kidding. Who wants to do that? And then you forget. Say, oh, me not have iodine, me not have enough gloves, whatever. And then you need way more than you really, because at 40 kids coming, like it's better to group them in manageable groups, and you have a routine. Every 3 months, me deal with kidding, and then you be more comfortable to deal with the process. Your system is in place. See, Frederick say, yeah, he waited. He says, that's how I treat the grains because last year I suffered because I waited till I needed before seeking and it was too late. No, I buy ahead of time. Yeah. It's gonna be on your calendar. And your schedule knowing that okay, what I mean, I've kid in January, March. But I'm gonna have another set of kid. Just take stock, replenish everything. You know what I mean? And that's the way. That's the way to do it. If there's any questions on this, I'm taking questions. This is a very short I go tonight because it's just that's all I got to talk about. That's it. I just wanted people to understand that it's not hard. It gets more intense with numbers, but you have a system. And you can make adjustment to the system if you go through two killing period and see you need to adjust it. Adjust it. You know what I mean? I was trying to do 5 killing period in the year and realize, say, yo, that's gonna push it to we were gonna lose our minds. Like everything was too much stress on the system. So we have to scale it back. Do 4, but now we can do more animals per killing period. You know what I mean? And it give us breathing room to recover and make sure everything is fine. So if you have any questions, let me have it. I guess there's no way I do such a great presentation and talk about this that everybody fully understand what I'm going and nobody not have no question. That no normally happen. Only when truly do fear thing that happen. Nobody have no question. That's unbelievable. I mean, I can close out and go watch TV. Not true. Point delivered. Everything done. Everybody understand what's going on. There'll be a record. Leon, you're late. You're late, Leon. Leon, maybe you have a question. We're talking about how to grow your goat operation, the basic way of doing it. Not the elaborate, spend a lot of money, not the complicated way, not buying tons of goats and buying tons of problems with it. Just basic breeding program, kid management, and overall husbandry. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, Leon, and thanks for your service, Leon. Thanks for your services. We always have to show love to, the constables. Devine, boy, I mean, I understand how everybody, you are coming, man, are coming late and I say, what's up for the night? Let me tell you what's up for the night. That's what's up for the night. How to grow your goat operation and what you should know. And for the latecomers, I will go do a review to the latecomers. Better late than sorry, right? So, Leon, Devine, the folks that are late, what we're talking about is how to grow your goat operation the simple, basic way. There is one way of going out and buying a lot of animals because you can. You got the funds to do it. But with doing so, you also buy a lot of problems. I went through it. You can buy problems after show up, sore mouth, abscess, all kinds of mites, fleas, all kinds of things come with different animals coming from different places. My suggestion from our experience here at Cabra Ranch is to have proper breeding program, kidding, and marketing to sell the animals or the product that you're selling, and overall proper management, and have a retaining percentage. How many of the females are you gonna keep back for yourself? And always, no exception, keep the best ones for yourself. Now listen to the naysayers that says, "Oh man, no one selling best goat." No, we're not selling the best goat. If I sell you the best goat, how do I produce the best animals? If I keep the mediocre goat them for myself, then a mediocre goat me I go produce. So why you want to buy from me? If a pure mediocre goat me have. So I keep the best ones. Doesn't mean that what I'm selling you is not good. It's just that based on the metrics, based on the numbers and the data that I have collected, I know out of the five females, these two over here is the better performers. They may not look fatter than the one, or whatever, but I know that based on their birth weight, average daily gains, weaning weight, whether they're part of a triplet, twin, or single, I know that they're the best performers and I'm keeping them for myself. Mother's history, father's history. Yeah. And don't be shy about it. You just have data to back it up. Why? You know what I mean? Yeah. And you truly say, keep the best that works for your operation. It's true. So if you in a milk production and you get two nice kids from one of your best milk producing females, and one of them is a female, is a doling, and you say, yo, I'm keeping that. But everybody looking at it like, yo, I want that one. I'm saying, no, I'm keeping it. Oh, you keeping the best one for yourself. Oh yeah, she is. She tick all the boxes. She's coming from a good mother, a high milk producing mother, all of that. She tick all the boxes. I want that to stay here so I can develop my thing. I want more of that. So you shouldn't be shy about it. So Tavine says, but despite buying a lot or buying a few, we still can buy problems. So quarantine is a key role. That's true. And off the top, I did say that you buy from reputable farmers. Well, don't buy all over the place. Try to buy from one farm or two the most, and buy from farmers that are reputable that will give you the history of the animals. You know what I mean? So the quarantine process, if you're buying 10 goat from the one farmer, then them live together already, so there's no real quarantine needed if you're starting out. If you're adding those 10 goats to your herd you already have, then of course it's a quarantine process that's required. But I'm talking about people who are just starting, really. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's very important. Leon says, but. Anytime you see the word but, you know. But Ray, today's farmers are using drugs to impact the data, such as daily gains in weight. Whew, yeah, I hope not can I worm. I'm ready for going out today. Seriously. The whole supplementing is it's another show. It is another show. And when I do that show, I need guests. I really need experts, like scientific experts, people who actually gonna give me the science behind it and not just layman talk. You know what I mean? I need people like those to have a debate with. I really don't want to give my opinion on something when I don't know the science behind how these supplements work. So we will talk about that. But to your point, Leon, yeah, we've had that experience where animal leave, we buy the animal from one farm, call him can't survive on our farm, he can't thrive and look the same way he or she looked when it was at the other farm. And sometimes it's just your system, they don't work in your system, right? So you have to make a decision on, do we try to pamper this animal throughout till the animal get acclimatized to your environment, to the feed your regime, to the type of feed you use, to the type of grass you have available to you? You have to make that decision. You have to make that executive decision, right? Especially if it's an animal that you really like. But if your system is set up in a certain way and this animal have lived their whole life completely different, then it's a challenge. It's a real challenge, and we have experienced it more than once. You know what I mean? Everything is the same, and there's just one or two animals that just can't look, and they don't thrive. They just always look mediocre because they're coming from a system where they were fed a lot of vitamins or a lot of supplements, or the feed that they were getting more concentrate, or the type of hay they were getting. And yeah, it's just a whole lot of things that you have to keep in consideration. So I understand your point. How often do we deworm? How often do we deworm our goats? As needed. That is coming from Dr. O'Brien, esteemed small ruminant scientist that we interviewed on this show. And that she clearly tell us the days of scheduled deworming is over. You do practice the Famacha scoring system and you deworm as needed. Do not blanket your herd with dewormer because you're creating worm resistance. So you deworm as needed. The animal that needs it gets dewormed. I hope that's understandable for you. I hope you get it, because it's very important that people understand that the days of scheduled blanket deworming, the science has proven that it doesn't work. It doesn't. When I mean it doesn't work, I don't mean the animals don't get dewormed. However, there's a high risk of creating worm resistance to the dewormer. Like the worms will develop resistance to the dewormer. or or to make sure I advertise the show on the supplements at least a week in advance. Yeah, whatever guests we have, we will definitely do that. He also says it's important to pick the offspring from the animal that thrive in your system. That is a big key. That is huge. And you know what? If you have a good record keeping system, that's what's gonna happen by default. The animal, the mother that does the best in your system, her kids will do just as good in your system. So their birth weight will be up, weaning weight will be up, daily gains will be up, all of that, because they thrive in your system. Any other questions? Did I miss anything?
When do you get rid of the female?
Which female? Oh, you mean like replace a current female? When do you get rid of the female? Oh, Auntie Jasmine. Auntie Jasmine, I'm going about business. You get rid of, there's, what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Parameter? What is the word?
Parameter
Yeah.
to measure.
Yeah, to measure. Like, what's the level of performance that you have for your system? Like in our milk program, once a goat stop giving us what? A half quart, she's out of the milk program. She's gone to the general herd, right? So you gotta have these check and balances, these things that you say, okay, if a mother, if let's say if a mother is getting old and she having issues with giving kids, or she's missing breeding cycles, or her milking or others getting destroyed because she's old and all that, then it's time for her to go. So you just have to be observant and you got to assess the situation and see who is just, their time's up. And you just phase them out of the system. You decide, okay, they got one more breeding cycle in them, and then that's it. Hey, Kevin. Kevin is a first timer. I hope you're finding value in this, Kevin. I hope that you're. I'm not gonna be presumptuous and say learn something new, but I hope you find what the content that we're giving valuable. Any other questions? Frederick say what? He say if I have a goat that if you feed stone, she eat it and look good. Her daughter comes the same way and her granddaughter heading on the same path. We have two left, two, three of them that's never been sick, never been dewormed, never have a problem
From the original herd.
from the original seven. And we got three of them left that's never been sick, never been dewormed. Yeah, it's crazy. I think Maddox is close to the end of her thing because this breeding cycle she didn't bounce back as fast as she usually does. But number six and number five are still going strong.
Going on.
They're never been sick. And them always look fat and round.
Always ready.
And they're always ready to breed and they don't itch. And their kids are always healthy. So yeah, that's the kind of goat you want. Kevin, we're in Highgate, St. Mary, Jamaica.
Better make sure I'm tagged in.
Ju- Junior, man, I not with you. Or back in the day, they said, man, I've got a belly. Um, if I get attached, and it does mean I don't get attached. Um, Judy gets attached. I don't get attached. There's only one animal on this farm I'm attached to. I don't know who can take a wild guess. If anybody been with us long enough, following long enough, there's only one animal on this farm that Ray Hammond is attached to. And somebody, if you know be along, then put the name in the comment. Who you think that animal is? Prop, 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 prop. Yep, that's the animal I'm attached to. That is the most valuable animal on the farm to me.
Joe.
Joe gone long time. Joe.
Trudy.
Oh, Auntie Jasmine, like you call it Judy an animal? She's a different type of animal, I can tell you that. No, Sarge, the famous, valuable Sarge. Sarge is the only animal on the farm that I'm attached to because Sarge has saved us so many times. Sarge protect those goats with her life all the time. I got to do a video of the mornings when the goats are gonna go out, and that's big. General is almost twice the size of Sarge, and General know the system now. General is not a puppy anymore, so he's not chasing goats around and all them things like when he was a puppy. He follows Sarge. Sarge train him well, but up to today, if the goats are going out, Sarge is on General, like on him like white on rice. Like it's amazing to watch. The minute those gates open, the goats start coming out. You can hear them going at each other. And General is just like, okay, dude, just I get it, I get it. I ain't touching nobody, I get it. But Sarge just like, don't have to stay over here, don't go over there. I'm like, oh my gosh. Sometimes I have to yell, knock it off. But Sarge don't play with her goats. She has no fear when it comes. Doesn't matter how big the dog is or whatever it is. Once the goats are out and you come into close vicinity, Sarge is on it. Any other question? Wilford, where's your farm? Thank you for the info. I try to manage my farm very well, and I from start I never buy another female to add to my flock. I just stick to the herd. Yes. Replacing your females from known genetics, quality genetics, and know how hardy they are, it's the best option. You just inject AI process or get a solid book to your requirement to how you want to run your operation. That's the best way to do it. You know what I mean? That is the best way to do it because that way you're not putting in unnecessary problems. And trust me, people are gonna have difference in opinion on this. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean they're wrong. It just means that if you do assess it based on what you need to do, you make the choice that works best for you. But I'm telling you, buying woolly animals from all over the place, you're also buying problems from all over the place.
Rocky Point Clarendon.
Huh?
He's in Rocky Point
Rocky
Clarendon.
Point, Clarendon. Keep up the good work, Wilford. Keep it up. You know what I mean? I'm sure you're happy with how those kids are and the replacement females that you put in that comes from known stock. I'm sure you're happy with them. You know what you're gonna get. You can't wait to see a high producing mother and get the kids, and the kids gonna be breeding next year. You can't wait because you know what the mother has done. You know how good the mother is. Yeah, it's exciting. The unknown is scary. Any other question before I call it a night?
Oh, I got a question. Do you think
Do you think, what does it say? Do you think naming your animals create more attachment? Not for me. Naming them is just so when we're talking about them, we know who is who. You know what I mean? The bugs all get named. A few females get named, especially the bottle babies, truly name them. The original seven got named based on their
personality?
personality, like Madix, which is I don't even know what number Madix is. 8.
8.
I don't know how she got 8. Oh, because of the box, she got 8. Um, but Madix got her name because she was just
Crazy.
crazy. You know, she'll jump anything, and harass and beat up anything that come close to her. Up to today, in her old age, she still, you know what I mean, act like nothing should come close to her. And if she's at this trough, it's just her that should be at the trough. And yeah. So yeah, I don't get attached to them for names. I get the names are basically so we can identify who we're talking about. And usually it's the box. The females is all numbers. But we talk about Joe, Samson, Appleton, Rico.
Thor.
Thor,
David.
David. Who else?
I forgot the other
The
two.
other two. Yeah. Yeah, when you get up in these numbers of bucks, then the names like loose. I'm gone. The last two, I don't know if they really do. They have names? Are they?
They do. I just forgot what they are. Somebody
Yeah.
named them.
And the Jasmine say wants to know what makes them combative. Their personality, their survival instincts, their selfishness, or well, no, I think the scientific thing about it's what they say it's the pecking order. Like Madix wants to be the dominant female in the space. So she wants to know that she doesn't have to stress to get her food. She just gonna beat up whoever is at the trough to get her food. And she developed this whole thing where everybody know, oh, here she comes. We're gonna take care of herself because here comes Madix. So she establishing a pecking order. Doesn't matter which group she's in. She wants to be the mother, the big, like, she's the boss. So I think that's why they do it. Do you retire animals and keep them until death? I don't think we've ever done that. Usually they pass on their own from the original seven. I think one of them we sold because she wasn't producing. I think it was Madik's sister. Remember her? And then the others passed of natural causes. We have a ban Junior from the show now. Serious.
That's another color from Queen.
Yeah. Yeah, she is. She's definitely. And the thing about it is, she's not even. You look at her and she's not even like. You look at her, you wouldn't say, "Yo, this is an amazing goat." She's never been fat. She never look like, "Oh my God, she just look amazing." She's always skinny. Always skinny. Doesn't matter what you give her. She's always skinny, but she is a production machine. She does not itch. And when she's in heat, nobody can sleep around here. You better take care of yourself because she's at the top of her lung, yelling and screaming for the buck. So you better just put her with a buck for the night, or else you ain't getting no sleep around here. At the top of her lung, she'll be just going. They thinking somebody's torturing her. She wants to make sure that, oh, I can't miss this cycle. I need to be serviced. I need to go into production.
Dr. Young, welcome.
Dr. Young, welcome. We haven't seen you in a minute. Went to Caribbean Week in agriculture, and the entire region is looking to Jamaica to lead the region in livestock. Yep, that's exciting news. Not that we didn't know that Jamaica lead the thing and run the thing, but we also over here need to get our together in order to live up to that expectation. There's so much we need to do organization wise, production wise, in order to live up to that expectation. You know what I mean? And we here on iGoat Chat, we do a little part to educate, share information, and help in any way we can so we can get there because that's the objective. If we can develop and hand down the information to new farmers or even veteran farmers who never knew something or didn't thought about trying something different or setting up their farm different to be more productive, that's why we're here. A simple topic like this, and people, a lot of farmers like, oh no, I can't do that. I can't bother with that. That take too much work. Trust me, you'll be amazed. Enough big farmer I talk to. quote unquote big farmer. I don't know what is big farmer really. And them like, nah, me can't bother with that. Can't bother with grouping them, selecting who go with who or whatever. Nah, sir. Go come in heat with us. Put the buck for go live with them for a month and call it that. But no. You'll be amazed at the results you get when you do select group selective breeding. Select a group for a specific buck. You'll be amazed at the results you get. Devine says, I don't know for goats, but based on knowledge, body condition scores say a lot and have an impact on quality of milk produced. Yes, that's a whole different topic of how you prepare animals for breeding and how you maintain them through pregnancy and prepare them for kidding. The saying goes, healthy mothers give you healthy kids. Yes, like Madix, I don't think Madix is in the right condition to be bred, but today she was all about trying to get bred. I'm like, nah, you need to get back in good condition to be bred. We're not doing that. You need to look like the Madix of last year before you can get one of those bucks. But I don't think she's in standing heat because I don't hear her move. I don't hear she's yelling or going off. Any other question? If there isn't any other questions, we will call it a night. And we will no, we won't. I won't be available next weekend, so it will be the following week. The following weekend that we'll be back. And we have some news for you guys on works that's going on here on the farm, and we will share that with you guys in the near future, not so far future. I don't know, we're taking on a lot and we still don't have staff yet. So, if anybody interested in that right there, we are still looking. We are taking resumes. So,
Smith says, do we sell outside the country?
yes. Yes, we have Jamaica shipped animals to other Caribbean countries. No, where is it? That's the question. Auntie Jasmine all over the chat. That's great. Auntie Jasmine, you have to come every week. Do you guys sell outside the country? Yes, Jamaica has imported and exported animals to other Caribbean regions. There's a good question Gigi has. Will Jamaica be leading with live animals? Will AI and embryo be part of that? I'm pretty sure who the powers may be should have a comprehensive plan on how to develop, whether it's growth or it's just small ruminants overall, to the point where what is the protocols for semen harvesting or whatever them call it, extraction, embryo extraction, and what the export requirements and protocols are, knowing that in the next 2 years there's going to be a significant genetic pool in Jamaica when it comes to goats, because you guys be amazed at the quality of animals that are coming into the country in this short window that the government have given us, GTC free. A lot of people are taking advantage of that, and so the gene pool is going to be vast in the next couple of years. That animals that are available for export or local production. Devin said, give him my next hour. Not tonight. Um, when will the window close for on the GTC? That's a good question. I should find that out because I know it wasn't indefinite. Hey Wilford, thanks man. Thanks for the compliment, and I'm happy to know that we add value. That you think it's the information we're discussing and sharing is valuable to you. It means a lot. That's what we try to do every day.
Oh, Dr. Young
They
said the.
stated the first 6,000 animals.
Oh,
Oh, that explains a lot. The first 6,000 animals. Who's counting?
the permits are counting. The the permit should be doing
I
that.
understand that you can count from the permit, but who's counting the permits?
CSB.
Okay, that explains a lot. Now I understand what's going on. Because, yo, some numbers that I've heard that are coming in, I'm like, yo, people got dollars. Devian, the application don't close, It's the um the arrangement that the government has with the importers. Government has waived GTC for a period of time, and as Dr. Young says, it's for the first 6,000 animals. I know we already clear 1,000. Do you know what I mean? Within that window, I'm pretty sure we've cleared 1,000 already. So, if you plan on getting animals, and let me make this clear, you can pool your resources with people and bring animals in. So I'll just briefly tell people a crate will hold 25 to 30 animals, depends on the size of the animals. It's cost effective to do a whole crate. You may not be able to afford 25, 30 animals to fill the crate. But if you pool with 4 or 5 people and you need 5 animals, and you find another person that needs 6 animals or whatever, you only need like 4 or 5 people to fill that crate. And then you can make it happen. So don't make it look like don't feel like it's far fetched. It's not that far fetched. And see, Dr. Young confirmed or reiterate that it's up to 6,000. So yeah, after 6,000, I'm gonna say, yo, that's it. Now for pay GCT like Cabra Ranch and them. Yeah. Yeah, we are willing to help people and give them information on the import process. We made it public knowledge. We went through it right here with our iGoat family. We shared it from start to finish, how we did it, why we did it, what was the challenges, what was the pros, what were the cons. We never get the GCT waiver thing. It was too early. But Dr. Young says it should be extended.
Let's hope.
Let's hope it will be extended. What, Dr. Young, question, what you think should be the number?
700,000 females.
Oh my gosh, then that's going to be a 5 year process. But um, I think there's got to be a program in place which includes importation and breeding in order for us to get to the 700,000. It can't be just import. Yeah, it has to be a comprehensive plan. I don't know how they'll do it, but it has to be a comprehensive plan. We can't get there with just importing 700,000 animals. So it has to be a production breeding plan that says what's the retaining, what's, you know what I mean? Yeah, it has to be a comprehensive plan. But 700 females makes sense. It is necessary for import substitution. Yeah, but like 700 is a lot. 700,000 is a lot. You know what I mean? And Dr. Young said that is what Jamaica will need. That's what Jamaica will need for what? That's the big question, Dr. Young. To service the Caribbean or to be to because the big argument is to dent the import bill. Well, is this to service the Caribbean or is it to dent the import bill? Well, I mean, I forget Dr. Young on to discuss this. So, Doctor, the question I have, Dr. Young, is the 700,000 to dent the import bill, or is it in order to service the region for at least 25% import substitution? Got it. Which means to dent the import bill. Okay. And then that also will be able to service the region somewhat if we can achieve that number. Whew. Number look big. Why? That's why you can't focus on them thing there. You have to just focus on building block by block, because when you look at the big number, it could be overwhelming, you know. GG, the other countries can import from the US, but it's more expensive. You know, I mean, it's far further away, all that. Yeah, Dr. Young said, with a concerted effort, peace, we can do it. I agree. You know what I mean? If we have like minded people that are thinking alike, that are, pulling in the same direction, we can achieve it. Yeah. And in Jamaica, and them old people say, Dr. Young, one cocoa full basket. So we just got to keep at it. You know what I mean? And we'll get there. All right, folks. I will call it a night. And we will readdress, we'll get back and give update on all these different topics. I will try to book Dr. Young so we can have a robust discussion on this very topic. And Dr. Young has always been good to iGoat chat. So it's just a matter of trying to get it to fit into our busy schedule.
If you ask questions about the registry, that's a whole other
That's a Gigi, that's a whole different show. I don't know who me gonna find for talk about it now, cause the one man that would be willing to come and be open about it, the great Mr. Farron, God say, yo, Mr. Farron, you done your job. Come help me up here now. And so we don't have Mr. Farron's services anymore. But I don't know who now is gonna be spearheading it and who's willing to come have conversation on it. But we will find out. See you guys next week. No, not next week. The following week, since I won't be available. And guys, have a great rest of the long weekend. It is a long weekend. Heroes Day on Monday, right? Give thanks for the people that will fight for we. And you guys be safe out there. If you have any festivities going on, please enjoy it responsibly. And we will see you the following week. All right. Have a great night, folks. We will talk soon. And thank you all for being here. All right.